Thank you very much for joining me today for this KNX development webinar, which is specific about OEM equipment. Also, the subtitle of this webinar is Fast Track to KNX Development, and this is for sure the fastest way for a company to bring a KNX product to the market. Also, this is interesting either for new companies that are not member yet that want to go quick into the market with a first product, but it's also interesting for existing members. I can see some members among our audience. A warm welcome. So this is also interesting for existing members to expand the portfolio also in a quick way, or to complement the portfolio with products they don't have. So without further ado, let's go into our agenda. Like I said, this is a new format webinar. It's quick and it's also more specific about the topic. We are going to check what is a OEM device in KNX and the specific terminology, how we call them within our certification ecosystem. Also, we are going to have a look at the registration process, since there are two ways to approach how the OEM device is registered, and also fees and cost. Okay, it's not only about how it is done, but also how much it costs and any other cost that is related to OEM equipment, so you can be certain of how much is gonna cost this type of development for your company. So, like I said, there are different ways to approach KNX development, which is very good because this is flexible. A big highlight is that KNX development is not tied to any specific hardware. So any company can develop a KNX products using their own hardware platforms, as long as they are compliant with the KNX specifications. So as you can see on this table, there are different ways to do your own development. On top, you can see the do everything yourself. So you can get the KNX specifications, you can develop everything from scratch yourself, physical layer, KNX stack and application, and then you need to certify all those components. In between, there are also different ways to mix and match existing components, and at the bottom, highlighted in yellow, you can see the OEM approach, which based on this graph, you can see that the time certification effort is the lowest, but components cost is the highest, because of course you are buying a fully certified product from another provider. So it's like, of course, like in engineering, when you win something, you lose something. This is the same here. When you buy a fully certified component, it's going to be quick, but it's going to be more expensive than if you do developing yourself. Of course, we need to take into consideration that to develop yourself a product, you need to invest time, research, development. There are also failure, because you may fail while doing the development and you need to reinvest. So this is for sure a topic that can go into deeper discussion, but this is a good way to look at it. OEM equipment in the market. So many times I get this question, does it make sense? And I say absolutely yes, if you if you need it, right? So for instance, there are companies that focus on software, which is running on the IP side of the installation. So they develop their own software application, clients that need to use an IP connection with the KNX network, typically twisted pair RF. So in order to offer the full package to the clients, they offer next to the software this piece of hardware, right, that is able to create the connection between the software on the IP side and the KNX TP-RF. So in that case, these companies don't want to develop the whole hardware product plus the application program. So it makes sense to go for an OEM option, since the margin profit you make on this product won't be very big, but they make the profit in the software. So it's a way to offer a full package to your customer. But other options also make sense for companies that are already members, for instance, and they have a portfolio of products. But for instance, in order to gain competitivity within the market, or because they are lagging behind from another competitor, they want to quickly bring into the market, let's say, a binary input or a HVAC controller. So instead of doing the full process of developing, research, design, etc., they opt for an OEM equipment. So they can bring a quick solution into the market to complement their portfolio. And in the meantime, they can develop their own solution that they can bring into the market in a longer period of time. So as we can see, OEM is a good option to expand your strategy as a company within this KNX market. Couple of highlights about OEM. Those who are who know the KNX, how the system integration is done, since there are people who are probably not aware of it, I will just make a quick comment about it. You have a unique tool, which is the ETS, which is vendor independent. And in this tool, you can import all the products from all the various manufacturers, and where you can import these application programs for each KNX device. So this tool is sold by the KNX Association to the system integrators. Well, in this tool, when you import the equipment, you can see within the properties of each device who is the manufacturer behind each KNX device. So this is important because in OEM equipment, the company, the manufacturer that will be shown on the ETS, in case of the OEM, we will be the final OEM company. So let's say that you buy an OEM device from a provider, and then you register this under your company's name. Okay, so the user of your product will see you as a manufacturer of this device. So this is important from the corporate image point of view. Also, KNX OEM equipment can enjoy the benefit of displaying the KNX logo, certified logo, in the device, together with the brand logo of your company. Okay, KNX logo, the trademark, is very strict. in terms of who can use it. So you cannot put the KNX logo next to your company brand if the product is not certified. So in case of the OEM, you can put your company logo next to the KNX certified logo in the product. So these two things are very important. Now, let's look at the registration process. There are two ways to approach this. And also, before I quickly give you a brief summary of both options, right now, when you want to register a product, you need to deal with my colleague Ufuk Unal, who is in charge of the certification department. So, or until now, this has been done in a more manual way. Now we are releasing this year a certification tool. So you will do this via your My KNX account. So it will be more structured. So two ways to do the registration process. We need to get the terminology straight here. KNX Association, where you find the certification department. Then OEM provider is the manufacturer that makes the original equipment. So it's the main provider, the main manufacturer. And then the OEM manufacturer is the one that is buying from this provider, certifying, registering this product under its brand, and then reselling this equipment with a new logo. So in the first scenario, the first way to register the product, it is the actual main manufacturer, the provider, who deals with the KNX Association to do this registration. So from the point of view of the OEM manufacturer, the company that wants to sell the OEM equipment with the new logo, this is easier because the company providing you the OEM equipment will deal with KNX Association to register this under your company's name. The other solution is, or scenario, is when you as a company deal with the KNX Association, and then you are buying from another company, but you are in charge of doing the registration process. Okay, so in this case, it is a bit more messy for you as a company, especially if you are a new member, because you are not used to the registration process. So normally we encourage that it is the actual main manufacturer who does the registration on your behalf. So when you receive this presentation, you can read through the specific steps, but it's not a big deal. It's a pure administrative paperwork. What companies can become OEM manufacturer? Companies that are KNX member and that are either licensee or shareholder, because only these two types can sell KNX certified equipment. In this case, the fee that you need to pay depends on your type of membership. If you are already KNX member, of course, you don't need to worry about, because you are already paying your membership fee. If you are a new company thinking of joining KNX and sell OEM equipment, you need to know that normally you apply for licensee, which is the first stage. Okay, shareholder is normally when your turnover is very high, or for very large companies that want to be more active in the decision making of the KNX standard. So licensees pay a variable fee, which is minimum is €1,000 or €2,000, depending on the size of the company. Less than 100 employees, €1,000. More than 100 employees, €2,000. But in fact, I say variable because the real fee is 1% of the KNX turnover. Okay, so you need to report your KNX sales, and your fee will be 1% of your KNX sales. Although we'll see now that this is slightly different for companies with only OEM equipment. Also, if you are thinking of becoming member, licensee or shareholder, then you also need to request your manufacturer code, which is free of charge and is quickly issued. What is the price of registering OEM equipment? It is much cheaper than a main product because in this case, like I said before, is pure administration. So a full KNX device, as we understand, let's say a fan coil controller, which is a hardware, plus the fan coil controller application program, that's going to be derived certificate A and B. A, for the registration of any hardware, it is €180, and the B is for the registration of any software, the application program. So one full unit is going to cost you €240. Also, very important to keep into consideration, companies that have KNX certified devices, they pay an annual surveillance fee, which is €75 per combination of hardware and software, a certified product. If you have OEM equipment, you don't pay this annual surveillance fee. It is paid by the main manufacturer, okay? So this is important. You don't pay this €75 per combination of hardware and software. As per the membership, I told you a few minutes ago that licensees pay 1% of the KNX turnover as a membership fee. In case of OEM products, or this OEM turnover does not compute towards the KNX turnover. So if you're a licensee company with only OEM equipment, you will pay the minimum fee, which is €1,000 or €2,000. Manufacturer tool and EITT. Manufacturer tool is required to create the application program, and the EITT is the interworking test tool. You don't need this software because your product is already certified, and the main manufacturer will help you with changing the manufacturer code on the application program. It's a quick action. So in that case, you don't need to invest in these tools either. And ISO 9001, it is not required either because the product is already certified. So your company does not need to be ISO 9001 certified if you only sell OEM equipment. And for your own information to do further research, I share with you a few links. You will get this presentation in 24 hours or less, so you can check these these specific links with an OEM section on our website, an OEM brochure, and also our latest newsletter about OEM, which was sent some weeks ago. Other than that, I thank you very much for your time. I hope you got the information you needed to think of OEM as an option.